Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Let me ask you a question. What's stronger, words or silence? People assume it's words. They think shouting, arguing, explaining and defending is power. But here's the truth. Nothing cuts deeper than silence. Silence is a storm they cannot escape. Silence is a mirror they can't look away from. And silence is the one weapon they never thought you'd use. They thought you would chase. They thought you would beg. They thought you would explain yourself until you ran out of breath. But when you chose silence, everything changed. Their confidence turned to doubt. Their arrogance turned to fear. Their comfort turned to panic. Because silence is not weakness. Silence is not surrender. Silence is control. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." And that's what silence really is. It's choosing not to give away your power. It's choosing not to explain yourself to those who never valued you. It's choosing dignity over noise. And when you master it, you rise above them. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your silence hurts them more than anything else, and how you can use it to reclaim your power, rebuild your confidence, and live on your own terms. But before we dive in, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. My silence is power. My worth is unshakable. Now let's begin. Number 1. Silence is their unexpected punishment. Epictetus once said, "Silence is safer than speech." Most people don't understand this until it hits them. When you go silent, you take away the very thing they expected from you, your reaction. They wanted your voice, your explanations, your energy. But instead, you gave them nothing. And that nothing, it becomes everything. At first, they don't take it seriously. They think your silence is temporary, that you'll break, that you'll eventually come back to explain yourself. But as the hours turn into days and the days into weeks, that silence grows louder. It starts to weigh on them. It becomes the punishment they never saw coming. Arguments can be ignored. Messages can be twisted. But silence cannot be denied. It doesn't give them fuel to fight back. It doesn't give them excuses. It leaves them alone with themselves, forced to replay everything in their head, every word they said, every choice they made, every mistake that pushed you away. And that is why silence is terrifying, because it doesn't shout. It echoes. It follows them everywhere. And the longer you hold it, the more it hurts them. The next time you feel tempted to break your silence and explain yourself, stop. Take a deep breath and let the silence do its work. Every unanswered message, every moment you don't react, is you reclaiming your power. Number 2, silence creates scarcity, and scarcity creates value. Seneca once wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." And that is the truth about your silence. It creates scarcity. When you were always available, they didn't see your value. They thought your attention, your time, your presence would always be there. But the moment you stepped back, the moment you removed your voice from their world, your value multiplied. Think about it. What happens when something that was always within reach suddenly disappears? Desire increases. The human mind is wired to crave what it can't have. And the silence you've chosen, the absence you've embraced, becomes the rarest gift they can't touch. They replay the conversations they dismissed, the laughter they ignored, the comfort they took for granted. Suddenly, all of those things become treasures because they're gone. This is the paradox of presence. The more available you are, the less you're valued. The less available you become, the more they chase. And silence is the ultimate scarcity. It forces them to recognize your worth in a way your words never could. But here's the deeper truth. This isn't just about them valuing you. This is about you learning to value yourself. Because the moment you stop offering yourself cheaply, the moment you stop handing out your attention like it's nothing, you reclaim your dignity. You no longer wait for their recognition to confirm your worth. You confirm it by withdrawing. You confirm it by becoming rare. Your silence teaches a lesson. You don't get unlimited access to me. You don't get to take me for granted. That lesson stings. It shakes them, and it reminds you that your energy is sacred. Protect your presence. Stop giving people unlimited access to you. Don't answer every call. Don't respond to every message right away. Create distance, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. When you do, your silence won't just hurt them, it will heal you. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My presence is rare, and that's why it's valuable. Number 3, your silence shows you're not dependent. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your silence is living proof of that truth. It shows that you are not dependent on anyone's approval, attention, or presence to stand strong. You are not begging for validation. You are not chasing for scraps. You are showing without a single word that you are complete on your own. And this is what terrifies them. They expected you to break, to reach out, to fold under the pressure of separation. They thought silence would crush you. Instead, it became your weapon. While they sit in confusion, waiting for you to make the first move, you are busy growing, healing, and rebuilding. Your silence tells them one undeniable truth. I don't need you. I choose me. Dependence is weakness. Independence is power. When you refuse to explain, when you resist the urge to call or text, you break the invisible chains that once tied your worth to their recognition. You no longer seek their reaction to feel alive. You find life within yourself. That's freedom. And that's why your silence shakes them so deeply, because suddenly the script has flipped. They expected you to orbit around their world. But your silence proves that your world exists perfectly fine without them. And that is a blow to their ego they never saw coming. Nothing makes someone question themselves more than realizing the person they thought they had control over never needed them in the first place. Each time you feel the urge to break silence, redirect that energy into growth. Pick up a book that challenges your mind. Train your body to become stronger. Build something meaningful, a project, a skill, a dream. Every ounce of effort you put into yourself instead of into chasing them becomes another brick in the fortress of your independence. Number 4, your silence builds respect. Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Silence is not just withdrawal. It is discipline. And discipline breeds respect. When you refuse to beg, explain, or chase, you send a message that words could never deliver. I respect myself too much to lower my value. People never respect what is handed to them too easily. They respect what is rare, what has boundaries, what refuses to be cheapened. When you fall silent, when you hold your line without bending to your emotions, you force them to see you in a new light. The same presence they once dismissed becomes the presence they now crave. And the more you remain unshaken, the more respect grows, even if they never admit it out loud. Silence commands authority because it shows you are in control. Anyone can send an emotional text. Anyone can explode in anger, but it takes real strength to walk away without a word, to stand tall without pleading for attention. That kind of strength is undeniable and deep. Down even the ones who underestimated you are forced to acknowledge it. Your silence isn't passive. It's active power. Every moment you don't respond, every call you don't return is you declaring that your dignity cannot be touched. And dignity is the foundation of respect. They may not say it, but in their mind the question grows louder. How did I lose someone with this kind of strength? Before every decision, ask yourself this: does this raise my value or lower it? If reaching out lowers it, stay silent. If breaking your discipline weakens your respect, hold firm. Choose the path that honors your worth. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My dignity is my power. Number 5, your silence shifts the power dynamic. Seneca said, "No man is free who's not master of himself." Power is not about who speaks the loudest. It's about who needs the least. When you choose silence, you take control back into your own hands. You no longer react to their games. You no longer dance to their rhythm. Instead, they find themselves waiting, wondering, and questioning while you move forward with calm authority. They expected you to fold. They expected you to reach out first. But when you didn't, the ground beneath them shifted. Suddenly, they're the one feeling powerless. They're the one checking their phone, replaying the last conversation, and asking themselves why the control they thought they had is slipping away. That is the raw power of silence. It flips the script without you lifting a finger. True power belongs to the one who remains calm while others panic. It belongs to the one who doesn't rush to explain, defend, or beg. When you hold your silence, you show them that their actions no longer define your response. And that is when the balance of power tilts in your favor. The person who controls themselves will always control the situation. By mastering your emotions, you create strength they cannot touch. Your silence is not just absence, it is dominance. It reminds them that your value doesn't shrink when you walk away. It grows. And the more you grow, the more powerless they feel. Each time you feel the urge to react, pause. Ask yourself, am I about to give away my power, or am I about to strengthen it? Hold back, breathe, and let silence work for you. Number 6, your absence creates space for healing. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you choose silence, you are not just cutting them off. You are creating sacred space for yourself. Space to breathe, space to think, space to rebuild. Because when you're caught in the storm of constant conflict, arguments, and emotional tug-of-war, there's no room for clarity. But when you step back, the noise dies down and you finally hear your own voice again. Your absence is not only punishment for them, it is medicine for you. It is the boundary that protects your mind from chaos. It is the pause that allows your heart to heal. It is the quiet that sharpens your focus. While they are left scrambling to understand your silence, you are using that silence to become stronger than ever. You are investing in your body, your mind, your spirit. You are proving to yourself that growth does not require their approval. And here's the truth. Silence is not emptiness, it is transformation. In silence you learn discipline. In silence you gain clarity. In silence you build a version of yourself so powerful that when you finally step back into the world, people barely recognize the strength in front of them. They will see someone who no longer bleeds for others' validation. Someone who commands respect without speaking a word. Healing takes place when you stop feeding the wounds with more conflict. And your silence is that choice. It is you saying, I refuse to suffer twice. Once from the pain they caused and again from giving them my attention. That is self-mastery. That is freedom. Use this space wisely. Journal your thoughts, train your body, build new skills, and feed your mind. Every day you choose growth instead of chasing, you prove that your silence is not weakness, it's your rebirth. Number 7, your silence forces them to reflect. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. And nothing disturbs a person more than silence they cannot control when you pull back. When you stop explaining, When you no longer feed their ego with reactions, you force them to sit alone with themselves. And that silence, it's louder than any argument you could ever give. In your absence, their mind becomes the battlefield. They replay the words they said, the choices they made, the disrespect they showed. At first, they may try to act unbothered. They may laugh, pretend they don't care, or distract themselves with noise. But when the noise fades, when the night grows quiet, your silence wraps around them like a weight they can't shake off. They are left to question, what did I lose? Why didn't they come back? Why am I the one left wondering? That reflection is the sting of truth, because silence doesn't protect them. It exposes them. It exposes how careless they were, how much they relied on your presence, and how fragile their confidence really was. And the longer you stay still, and the sharper that reflection cuts. Every unanswered call becomes a reminder. Every day without you becomes a lesson. They don't just miss your words. They miss the safety of knowing you were always there. This is the beauty of silence. It turns the tables. Instead of you questioning yourself, now they are, the one questioning everything. And the questions they fear most are the ones they cannot escape in the dark. Stay consistent. Do not break your silence with mixed signals, explanations, or half-heated returns. The cleaner your absence, the clearer their reflection. The sharper your silence, the deeper their regret. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My silence makes them reflect on what they lost. Number 8. Silence proves you've chosen yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." And silence is exactly that. It is action, not argument. When you refuse to return, when you withhold explanations, when you stop pouring energy into someone who didn't value it, you send the clearest message of all. I have chosen myself. This is not about revenge. It is not about trying to hurt them. It is about finally putting yourself first. Your silence becomes a declaration that you will no longer accept half-love, disrespect, or being taken for granted. You are not walking away because you are weak. You are walking away because you are strong enough to say, I deserve more. And here's the truth. The world respects those who respect themselves. By staying silent, by holding your line, you show that your standards are not negotiable. You are no longer the one who waits for their apology, their attention, or their validation. You are the one who writes your own story. That kind of self-respect cannot be ignored, and deep down they feel it. It shakes them because for the first time they realize your world does not revolve around them. It revolves around you. Every day you remain silent. You prove to yourself that your peace is priceless. You prove that your dignity is not for sale, and you prove to them that their confidence meant nothing compared to your decision to rise. Write down your new standards today. Be crystal clear about what you will never accept again, whether it's lies, neglect, or disrespect. Then live by that code. Every choice you make should reflect the fact that you have chosen yourself. They never knew silence could hurt this bad. They thought your absence would mean nothing, that you'd come crawling back, that you'd break under the weight of their indifference. But instead you showed them the one power they could never control, your silence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. That is what you've done. You've stopped giving them control. You've stopped giving them access. You've stopped allowing their behavior to dictate your worth. And in doing so, you've proven that silence is not weakness. It is strength. It is discipline. It is self-respect. Every moment you remain silent, you build power. Every day you don't chase, you grow stronger. Every second you protect your energy, you rise higher. And while they wrestle with the regret of what they lost, you are busy becoming untouchable. That is the beauty of silence. It breaks them, but it builds you. So from this moment on, you do not beg. You do not explain. You do not return. You choose yourself. You choose your peace. You choose to rise, because when you do, no one can take that away from you. I want you to carry this truth with you today. Silence is not empty. It is full of power, full of dignity, full of the strength they never expected you to have. And if you embrace it, you will never again be broken by someone else's lack of appreciation. Drop this final affirmation in the comments right now. My silence builds me and nothing can break me. And if this message spoke to you, if you're ready to keep rising, then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because here we don't chase, we grow, we don't beg, we rise, and we don't return. We choose ourselves first, always. Until next time, stay strong, stay silent, and stay unshakable.